On today's show,
Who's to blame for the struggling Cavaliers? And should the Celtics look to trade Marcus Smart at the deadline?
John Collins joins us to discuss his rookie season, his short shorts, and the Hawks' future.
And it's another Lance revolution in a brand new edition of Weekend Whoopsies.
It's Monday, February 5th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV, watching later on YouTube, listening to the podcast, doesn't matter. We're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Happy Monday.
To his right, the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily, and last certainly not least, over yonder, that is the bearded one, that's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey,
yo.
yo! TK, what's up?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And guys, you might have heard the Super Bowl was last night. What a game! But more importantly, what a moment for the internet. During Justin Timberlake's halftime performance, he wandered up into the crowd and took a selfie with this random kid. Of course, the selfie turned out great. It was with JT after all, and then you know what happened. He turned into a meme. Some people thought he was searching who is Justin Timberlake because he didn't seem to know right away, but SB Nation thought he was Googling what's a catch because nobody actually knows what that is anymore. Or maybe he was just texting his mom. I thought you said Justin Bieber. What a mix-up. Anyways, we want to hear the question today. We're trying to lay the groundwork for the meme team here. So what NBA things was Super Bowl selfie kid looking at? There's a whole bunch of opportunities out there. For instance, maybe he was looking up, don't Google Evan Fournier, something you definitely shouldn't do. Maybe he was trying to get a peep at Russell Westbrook's most recent outfit. Or maybe he was trying to find out what J.E. Skeets' real name is. I heard it was James Herbert, but nobody knows for sure. Anyways, we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter what NBA things was Super Bowl selfie kid looking at. Send us your best tweets to #TheStarters. We'll hear from you later.
It's Justin Everest.
Justin Everest.
Yeah,
All right, I'm going to
that's
update your
what it stands
Wikipedia
for.
real quick.
All right, we got a fun show tonight. Hawks rookie John Collins is going to join us live in studio. We'll play a little Lock It In. We got a new batch of Weekend Whoopsies. We got Lee's extra special, very solid play. But first, we got some true or false questions to tackle here. TK's got the questions, and we'll debate the answers. Take it away.
Yeah, you're not going to believe this, but the Cavaliers are in crisis mode yet again. Because after the Rockets destroyed the Cavs on national TV Saturday, which was the Cavs' 12th loss in 18 games, Woj reported that the Cavaliers are, quote, not firing our head coach. But maybe they should. True or false? Coach Lue should be on the hot seat.
I think that's false for a couple reasons. In a divided locker room, I think you want some of those old voices when things were great. I think you want a steady voice, just to calm the locker room because I don't know where everyone's head's at. Just go with one of those oldies. And the second reason is LeBron James needs just some reassurance. I think it just helps a little bit with LeBron James that you let go of David Griffin. Are you going to let go of another guy that LeBron brought in? Mm-hmm. I just think that's a mistake. Who knows if LeBron James is saying, I think he's playing like a guy who wants a trade real badly to happen before Thursday. A lot of those defensive miscues, I think you can put on LeBron. But Ty Lue, it doesn't make sense to me, really.
I think automatically he is on the hot seat just because the Cavs have been playing so bad. But that's not necessarily his fault because you can't coach effort. And defensively, the Cavs aren't putting in effort. You saw the Rockets on Saturday night strolled into the paint anytime they won and scored. No one stepped in and took a hard foul. No one sort of stepped up and said, I'm just going to not let this guy go in. Now, Ty Lue can be a great defensive coach. He can have all the defensive schemes in the world. But if the players aren't going to play and they're not even going to try, there's not much he can do. And that can sometimes be a symbol of guys and teams that have quit on their coach. And if the Cavaliers aren't able to make a trade before Thursday, then by default, Ty Lue becomes the next sort of domino that potentially has to move.
Yeah, but have the players quit on their coach, like is what we're sometimes fed, or has LeBron specifically quit on ownership and Dan Gilbert? Is this not a standstill between these two? Are they like, see who blinks first? I'm talking about LeBron saying, I'm not telling you whether I'm going to be staying here, but I'd like you to trade that pick and get some more help in here. And then ownership, Dan Gilbert saying the opposite, doing the opposite really of like, well, we may want to keep that Nets pick because you won't tell us if you're going to be here, and we want to have some, plan for the future. And it's like, and maybe there's a whole lot more to it. Maybe they just do not even like each other at this point. I think Lue's just caught in the middle of all this. But you're right. I mean, David Blatt was fired when they were 30-11.
Yeah.
And then they went on to win the title there with Lue. So, he could just get caught in the fire, I guess what I'm getting at.
Yeah, you have to appease LeBron to some degree.
Yeah.
You're kind of playing from behind. I mentioned the David Griffin scenario he wasn't happy with. But you can't trade that Nets pick. You just can't. I've sort of changed positions on it. Before I thought, just deal anything. Keep LeBron happy. But at the same time, this sure looks like he's on his way out. So why trade that pick? You're right. I mean, it sort of puts them, over the barrel.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult scenario. But you can't trade that Nets pick for me.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, the only way they would trade that for me is if they get a surefire all-star player in return who's maybe got a couple of years left on his contract, because if you get a guy back who could leave anyway next season, then it sort of defeats the purpose. You want to keep that in your back pocket to potentially rebuild should LeBron leave. But at this stage, LeBron's not going to commit to the team anyway. He hasn't done it up until this point. It makes no sense for him to now say, all right, well, I will stay. So that standoff that you're talking about between ownership and LeBron, I think it's very real. And Lou could be the one who's like, well, we need to get some fresh voices in there. We can't do any more with the players. We need a coach who can maybe rejig the lineup.
The trade deadline is this Thursday. One rumor we're seeing here today, over the last couple of days at least, the possibility of Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, and then a pick. Maybe the Cavs pick, maybe it's the Nets pick, which you assume the Clippers would want for DeAndre Jordan. Would you do that if you're the Cavs? Let's say it takes the Nets pick, though. The Clippers want that higher lottery pick. Tristan, J.R., that pick. DeAndre Jordan, does that do enough for you?
Not for I.
Yeah, I mean, DeAndre certainly improves them, but he doesn't put them over the line
Right.
against the Warriors. So then it's like, is it worth going for it for just this one more season and one more chance? Probably not, but they need some help in the paint. They need someone to just take a foul at least, or contest a shot. Start there, someone contesting a shot, and then decide what they're going to do.
All right, we will see. All right, Trey, next one.
All right, it's trade deadline season, so you already know the Boston Celtics are in the mix. This time around, ESPN is reporting that C's backup guard and frame smasher Marcus Smart is available for a first-round pick. Smart's going to be a restricted free agent this summer, so true or false, the Celtics should trade Marcus Smart.
Ooh, I'm torn on this one.
I think it's true if you're prepared to invest in Marcus Smart long term if you're the team getting him, because
You think it's a smart investment, Lee?
I think it could be, because Marcus Smart, his value doesn't show up in the box score necessarily for what he does. Not a great shooter, not a great scorer, but if you look at like deflections and stepping in and taking
plus
charge,
minus is always positive.
And Brad Stevens loves having him on the court in clutch moments. But if you look at the Celtics right now, they've got a lot tied up in future salary, and Marcus Smart wants a big payday. He's probably not going to get that in Boston. And then you've got the other guys like Tatum and Jaylen Brown who are coming through. I think there's a little bit of...
And Terry Rozier over the last 3 games with Kyrie.
So I think they've got a lot in that same sort of role. I think you maybe cash in and try on Marcus Smart and try to get a first pick.
I think they do trade him if they can get an asset back, because they'd like to trade guys before they get paid. Avery Bradley, for example, Isaiah Thomas. If they can get some sort of asset back. Otherwise, he can help them, obviously, in the postseason. And they believe in their system that they can develop the guys to take on a role player like Marcus Smart, as they have done. They make everybody shine. You see Evan Turner shine and go get paid. They are, sort of Spurs-like, and they believe that, hey, we can let go, Evan Turner. The Spurs let go Jonathan Sims, like that type of guy. So I think they will trade him if they can get an asset, because he is a free agent this summer.
I'm going to be doing this all week. Hypothetical 3-team deal. All right, I'll throw it at you here.
Trade machine.
Nuggets get Marcus Smart,
Yeah.
and let's say Boston's first-round pick. Clippers get Emmanuel Mudiay and Denver's first-round pick. And then the Celtics get Lou Williams. They get that scoring off the bench.
My brain can.
I would take that.
Brutal.
I would take that, because the Celtics do need a little bit of help off the bench scoring-wise. They've got some good defensive players. I would grab him.
And that's what I think.
Available.
If the Celtics, day and age, do try and move Marcus Smart, and the rumor is they want a first-round pick. I mean, everyone wants a first-round pick. I think they then turn around and trade that first-round pick, and that's what I'm getting at here, for scoring. Because, not Emmanuel Mudiay. He's not that much of a greater shooter than Marcus Smart. So I think they want a Lou or a Tyreek Evans. So if it takes that pick to get that, then maybe they'll make that move. But we'll see. Deadline on Thursday. Final one, Trey.
All right, last week, contestants for the Verizon Slam Dunk were announced, and we've already got a remix, because it was announced today that the Magic's Aaron Gordon would be dropping out of the contest due to a hip injury. He's going to be replaced with the Jazz's Donovan Mitchell, who everybody wants to see doing them slam jams. True or false?
Slam jams.
Donovan Mitchell is the perfect slam jam contest participant.
First off, it's a bummer that Aaron Gordon is not going to be in it for a third year row. I mean, he already said, too, before when he was in it, this is going to be my last go. So I don't know if that changes things now.
That's got to change.
Does he come back? So
I
that's
hope
a
so.
bummer, because we were excited to see what he could do without a drone, like he did
Yeah.
up in 2016 in Toronto.
And he had an injury last year, not to make an excuse for him,
Yeah.
but he was shaking off a foot injury, and obviously now he's injured, so it's good to cut the cord now.
But the Donovan Mitchell pick,
Great pick.
as many fans of the Stars would know, I'm pretty pumped about. Because I already had this guy coming runner-up in the dunk contest 3 months ago. And I still think it's going to happen because now he's in it. So now I have a
I love
chance.
how
for
you're
that.
picking the runner-up.
I'm telling you, he's going to come runner-up. I don't know how I know this, but I'm happy to see him in there. But
Oh,
look,
the fix is in, huh?
no, there's no fix. I will say the NBA's lucky, though. You know, Aaron Gordon, big name in this dunk contest, especially for the casual fan. He's out of it, but the NBA had a lot of guys to still pick from, which is good. You know, Donovan Mitchell, Terrence Ferguson's name, maybe Jaylen Brown, John Collins, who's coming up very soon on the show. I mean, there was a lot of potential names you could at least ask to try and get in this thing. So good for the NBA, at least.
It's good to have a small in Donovan Mitchell, listed at 6'3", you know, but maybe in the 6'2" range. He's going to look cool. And a guy who throws down as a small guy, too. Victor Oladipo, I'm a little worried about. His motto is he is feathery. You know, he's, he's gentle around the hoop. I want a guy who can throw down.
We will see. All right, so Donovan Mitchell is in. We got to take a break, but when we come back, there he is. Hawks rookie John Collins joins us
He can throw
live
it
in
down.
studio to play a little Lock It In. Yeah, we'll ask him about the dunk contest. Come on back. Welcome back to the Starters, where we're happy to be joined now by Hawks rookie John Collins. John, thanks for coming by.
Nah, thanks for having me on the show, guys.
I got to know right away. Did you guys plan this? Did you guys plan this?
No.
I think looks like you're in the
Laurel
same
Bros.
shirt here.
Hey, you've got impeccable taste, John. I'll
Good
tell you
taste,
that.
you know
Yeah.
A great look. It's a great look. Oh, look, we got a number of topics we want to ask you about. So we thought the best way to do this was to play Lock It In. It's a bit of a staple here on the Starters. Pretty simple. We're going to give you a statement. And if you agree with it, you hit that big red button, you lock it in. And if you don't agree with it, you don't press it. We'll talk it out and move on to the next one.
Cool.
Got the rules? All right, here we go. First one. You have the shortest shorts in the league. Do you lock that in or not?
yeah.
Okay, good. I mean, you got some competition, we thought, in Raptors rookie OG Anunoby.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty short, but you think yours are shorter.
Nah, I mean, I think OG, he's up there, but I do the extra couple folds every now and then, so I think I got to take the crown on
Is
that.
this something you've always done, or?
Yeah,
what's the reason?
even if you watch me back to, see right there, we got the evidence right there. But even back to high school, I always just like to have the short shorts. It feels like I'm more athletic. Feels like I got a better range of motion. So that's like keeping the short shorts.
All right, there you go.
The dunk contest participants have been announced. Unfortunately, you weren't one of them. But lock this in. You would have won that dunk contest.
Oh, of course.
Wow, the confidence. The confidence from this guy.
Oh yeah, of course. Obviously gonna go out there and have some fun, try to do some new stuff. That's really what dunk contest is about. Is trying to be creative. There's so much stuff now with being on the internet, with social media. Anyone could do a dunk and it would blow up. So
Right.
it's just all about being creative. So
What about the people that say, I don't know, you're a big guy. Big guys struggle sometimes in dunk contests. You're rolling your eyes at me.
you got big guys like Dwight. So
True.
you could do it before. You just got to be great. He was very creative
Yeah,
with the dunks he
creative.
did.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it all boils down to. So I think I'm a little shorter than Dwight, so it looks a little bit better.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Who
So
knows?
hopefully-
And you got the hops,
Next year, maybe a little.
Yeah, I mean, hey, whenever.
If you got the invite, you're in.
yeah, I already got the Hawks bloodline, and we got Neek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, hey.
All right, there you
it
go.
up.
Take note, NBA. All right, next one here. You are going to be doing something at All-Star Weekend. You're in the Rising Stars game. So you're gunning for that Rising Stars MVP. Do you lock it in?
Oh yeah.
Wow, we're locking in everything
Hey,
here.
everyone's gunning for that. If they're not, I would say they're lying to you. But I mean, like I said, having fun. But at a certain point, the competitive juice is going to be coming at everybody because we want to play hard and try to lock it in. U.S. versus world, another little competitive
Yep.
thing going on there. So we're definitely trying to win. And then
Yeah, the world got it last year, I guess. Team
yeah.
USA's got to
I
try and
think-
get it back
I
here.
think Jamal Murray got the MVP.
Yeah, that's
right,
right.
yeah.
Canada,
Canadians?
Kitchener's finest.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So it's gonna be a fun one, another fun one.
Nice.
All right, this next one, we got to show you a video here. In December, it was snowing here in Atlanta. Somebody offered you $400, the Hawks practice facility, to jump into this pool.
Easy 400.
Easy 400. It
Whoa.
didn't take you long to jump in.
It's a
So,
deep pool.
so lock it in or not, that pool was heated.
So if I lock it in, the pool's heated.
Yeah. It wasn't.
It was
Sandy.
Okay. This is what we thought.
You can see the steam.
Yeah.
We couldn't.
The funny thing was, I'm not gonna say who I bet, but
Yeah.
the funny thing was, they were like, "Hey, Rook, you know how it is. Hey, Rook, $200 jump in the pool." And I was like, "Okay." And another one of my bets was like, "Yeah, Rook, 200. I'll give you another 200. You get 400 if you jump in the pool." I'm like, "Y'all sure?" And then like, "Yeah." Y'all shook hands, and I was like, "Okay."
Easy money.
Robbed.
Did they
He's
pay
robbed
up?
him.
Oh, they paid up,
Yeah.
but they were so sick after. They didn't know. It was like, I'll take it.
Good stuff.
I'll take it.
All right, next one here. Dwayne Dedman throws the worst alley-oops. Do you lock that in or not?
No, I'm not going to look.
Okay, well, then you've got to explain. You got to explain your Instagram
The
caption.
one that he threw was terrible. He's usually a pretty solid thrower of lob. You throw me a couple.
I thought this one makes you look great, though. He almost
it
throws it
did.
too
Yeah, that
far.
was awesome.
It does, but you guys just gotta understand that lob threw it from near half court on the move, one hand, just go get it.
Flings it
Go
up.
get it, JC.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, it is what. Hey, it made me look good.
That's
You
what I'm
look
saying.
great.
That's
For sure.
what I'm
Gotta
saying.
Not
show
good,
respect.
great.
Terrible lob though.
Now the team is struggling a bit this season, but lock it in. The Hawks are going to be a problem next season.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trusting in Travis, our new GM, Coach Bud. I think we have three draft picks coming up this year. Myself, Tori, and all the young guys, depending on the roster situation, whatever the case may be. I always have faith in our front office and our coaching staff, players on this team. So, we're going to get better every year. So, just trust me, we're going to be a team to look out for coming in the
It's a
future.
good hashtag. Trust in Travis.
Trust in Travis.
Travis, not
I had
bad.
to start that. Trust in Travis.
All right, final one here. Do you lock this in? Your favorite food is double stuff Oreos.
My favorite snack.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll take
favorite
it.
That counts.
I lock the snack in. 'cause
You can lock a snack
okay,
in.
I lock the snack
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Double stuffed is.
That's these are a go-to snack,
Yeah,
are
I
they?
know people that tell me about these thin Oreos, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
You just want.
Then I need double. I need two sets of cream on Oreos.
Yeah.
That's right.
Some milk. And
Yeah.
we're all good to go.
Well, as a little thank you for you coming on here on the starters, we got you some double stuff Oreos. Now, as a dunker,
With the milk?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
thought
Milk.
you, we thought you could at least dunk a cookie for us.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, are you a dunker when it comes to the cookie?
Gotta
Split them first.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, he
I'm
knows.
saying,
classic
Okay,
move.
okay,
Split.
it's got a technique.
1, 2, 3.
Wow,
Let the milk dip.
it's like you getting out of the pool. All right, there it is. John Collins, Hawks rookie John
He's a
Collins.
very, very solid player, right?
Yeah, this guy knows. This guy he took your job there, Lee.
Yeah, he could have it. He's better than me at it.
It
so.
looks a little better in the shirt too.
Yeah,
Matching.
John, can't thank you enough, man, for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Continued success.
Appreciate it, man.
And we'll hopefully see you at All-Star Weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, you got to trust the whoopsies. We'll count down the NBA's best bloopers. Don't go anywhere.
The Starters is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, official partner of the NBA.
Back with the starters, right into some weekend whoopsies, oops and bloops.
This Hawks pass goes off a referee, so it's in play, but everybody stop. Hey, Jason Tatum, smart move, pick it up and jam it hard.
Referee's part of the court.
Yeah.
Weird.
Very weird. We had another NBA in sync moment. Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, with the perfectly timed team defense.
Super Bowl theme. This Sixers mascot tackles a Patriots quote-unquote fan.
Oh! Just like the real game.
Franklin
Brandon
got it.
Graham.
That was the turning point.
Oh, huge.
He sells it really well there. Good stuff.
We got Warriors Kings action here. Jakar Sampson, excuse me,
Whoa.
dropped.
It was like out of respect. He wanted to just let KD break his ankles.
I had James Simpson on the mind, but I meant Jakar Sampson.
Classic mistake.
Couple gentle doinkers here. Chris Stapps off Sterling Brown's head. This is gentle.
Yeah,
Away right away. I don't know.
Cheeky. Then Maurice Spates off Marcin Gortat's sort of head face area. Not off the, kind of off the march in maybe.
the Greek Freak. What can he do here? And one. Whoa, is that a pigeon? No, it's coming back. Oh, it drops. That wouldn't
Count.
count. That wouldn't count.
Why not?
Because the NBA doesn't like fun. I don't know. Swish bomb, too.
Oh, man.
Hit the shot clock up there.
On the bench, Kyle Kuzma loses his pants, celebrating Randall's score. Looking like a fool with those pants on the ground.
Must be excited.
Another, some referee action here. Tony Brothers playing some D on DeMar DeRozan up the floor.
Oh, that's good D.
He didn't flop at least.
No. Well, bump and run coverage here.
Oh, this just in.
Football
This just in. The Cavs have signed Tony Brothers to play some defense. Lance Stevenson is the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, look at this pass.
Classic veteran move.
Okay, so that was a rough pass. It was a turnover. Look at this one. Lance, touchdown.
Oh, on the money.
Yep. And they're playing Philly, so maybe that's why he drops the little Fly Eagles Fly celebration.
Like QB Eagles out there.
Klay Thompson gets away with a travel here. Hey, it's the
1, 2, 3,
NBA.
4,
Gather, 14 steps
Throw in the
gather.
fake, why not?
Yeah, that's 3. You got that extra step. Sean Livingston calls it out from the bench.
This one's very strange. Gary Harris is going to miss the dunk, but it goes perfectly to Jokic for 3.
That's with 2 minutes left.
Yeah,
Good look.
some were calling it like a poster assist. And Jokic says, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for missing that.
Nice pass. Bulls' David Nwaba tips it into his own bucket here.
It happens.
Yep.
He's going after it. This guy's a great defensive player. Going after
Trying
that.
to grab the rebound. Wild pass here from Paul George on Sunday. Luckily, I mean, didn't pop anyone
I
in the
love
head
how he's
there.
looking the other side.
Yeah.
Like, why weren't you over there?
Everyone was all right.
And if you haven't seen this clip, you got to watch James Worthy celebrating a win Sunday versus OKC. The Lakers legend just getting it on in the studio. Very pumped. Very pumped.
Some
Oh,
defensive
those big
slides.
flames, James.
You sold it.
It's Fast Break Monday. We got a doubleheader on NBA TV tonight. Blazers, Pistons, Mavs, Clippers. Should be good. All right, we asked you what were some maybe NBA things that the Super Bowl selfie kid was looking at. Trey, you got a few of the best answers.
Yeah, some good ones. Bernardo says he was looking at a wedgie compilation on YouTube. What a year last year. Alex says, what time are the starters on tomorrow? Maybe you want to figure it out, 7 p.m. Eastern. And Matthew says he was looking up what a very solid play is because recently they've been getting less and less solid.
Oh, shots fired from Matthew.
Basically.
We'll see about that.
Pick and play quickly here for tonight. It is that Blazers-Pistons game, as I said, on NBA TV. Trey, Lee, and myself like the Blake Pistons at home. Task taking the Blazers on the road. All right, Lee. Matthew's calling you out. Whoa,
Yeah.
what's happening here?
Well, this is a very solid play from Friday night. So solid that the Utah Jazz had to tweet me about
Whoa.
it. So let's see if
Let's
it lives
see
up
it.
to it. And you know what? I think it does. Look at this. Starts here with Ricky Rubio. Ball is just fizzing around. There's a few dribbles in there, but just look at where it really picks up steam here. Look at it.
Man, well, okay.
Zipping
That was a
around,
layup.
fizzing
Fizzing
around.
out.
Zipping.
Oh, got
Down
it
to
back.
Derek Favors. Not a dunk, beautiful layup, but that's what I call a very solid play.
Oh, it's
John Collins is back.
What you think about that, Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew, take that, man.
Tomorrow is Tuesday. You got to join us live for the Starters Twitter show on Twitter at 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you then, and then we'll see you later tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, Hawks rookie John Collins, he likes his Oreos double stuffed and his dunking 3 times
3 splashes.
before splitting it up.
Brace the day,
enjoy.
people.